I am not the kind of guy who scares easily. I grew up in a rough neighborhood outside Detroit, worked night shifts most of my life, and I've seen enough crazy stuff to keep a therapist busy. 4 years, but nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared me for what happened that night. It started on a Thursday, cold, windy, late November. The kind of night where the wind doesn't just blow, it presses on your windows like it is trying to get inside. I had just gotten off a double shift, my back hurt, my eyes felt like sandpaper, and my only plan was to go home, eat something cheap, and pass out on the couch watching whatever true crime bullshit Netflix decided to autoplay. But around 11:40 p.m. I got a call from my friend Mia. Now, I hadn't heard from Mia in months, not because we weren't close, we were, but because she'd moved out to some small town in rural Ohio after a bad breakup. The last thing she told me before disappearing off social media was that she wanted to start fresh somewhere quiet. Quiet, yeah. Quiet is one word for that place. So when she called me that night, my first thought was something's wrong. She didn't say hello, she didn't even say my name. Her first words were, "Can you hear him?" I remember actually pulling the phone away from my ear and staring at it, trying to make sense of what I just heard. Mia, what, here, who? There was a shaky breath on the other end, like she was hiding under a blanket or something. "The man in my backyard," she whispered. That woke me up real fast. "What do you mean, a man in your backyard?" "Mia, call 911. I can teach," she said. "He'll hear me." I stood up, heart pounding, pacing the living room like I could somehow see through her phone. "Where are you right now?" "In the laundry room. It's the only room without windows. I don't know how long he's been out there. I think he followed me home from the store." I felt this cold drop sink into my stomach. "Mia, is he trying to get inside?" There was a pause, a long one, too long. Then she said, "He keeps walking around the house slowly, like he is checking each window." I ran a hand down my face. "Jesus, Mia, why didn't you call the cops first?" "I tried," she whispered, voice trembling, "but the line kept dropping. I don't know if it's the storm or..." Then she stopped talking, not like she was interrupted, more like she froze. "Me, you there?" I heard breathing, but not hers, this deep, heavy exhale close enough to the phone that it made the speaker crackle. My blood went completely cold. "Mia," I repeated in the faintest whisper. She said, "Yes, inside." I swear everything in me wanted to scream. "Mia, listen to me. Get out of the house right now. I can teach," she said. "He is standing in the hallway. I can hear him breathing. Do you have anything you can use? A knife, something?" "No, I don't." "He think he came here to rob me?" "What the hell does that mean?" There was another long silence, and then she whispered, "He said my name." I stopped pacing. I just stood there staring at nothing. "Wait, what? You heard him say your name?" "No," she said. "He whispered it through the letterbox before he came inside. I swear I felt goosebumps crawl from my arms up to my neck." "Mia, stay on the phone with me. I'm calling 911 on my other line. Just don't make a sound." But right before I could switch to call the police, she said something that made my whole body lock up. "Don't call them." I froze. "What, Mia, are you out of your mind?" He said, "If I call anyone, he'll kill me before the cops get here." "He told you that?" "No," she whispered, voice cracking. "He wrote it on my door." I couldn't breathe for a second. My skin felt like it wasn't mine. "Mia, listen, I don't care what he wrote. You're in danger. I'm calling the police." "No," she hissed. "You don't understand. He is not like a regular intruder. He is not acting normal. He is just standing there still, completely still, like he is waiting." I tried calming her down. Okay, describe him." "I can see his face," she said. "He is wearing a dark, tall, but the way he moves it is wrong, like his joints bend weird." "Mia," then I heard it, this loud, sharp, metallic sound through the phone, like a doorknob snapping, then footsteps, slow, heavy, coming closer. Mia, talk to me." "Nothing." Footsteps again, louder this time. Then I heard a soft whimper, like she was covering her mouth to keep from screaming. "Mia, answer me. Are you there?" Then she whispered, barely audible, "He is at the laundry room door." My pulse was hammering so hard I could hear it in my ears. The next moment still haunts me. I heard 3 knocks, slow, hollow, against the laundry room door. Then a voice, low, raspy, wrong, come out. I swear on everything that voice didn't sound human. It sounded stretched, like someone trying to imitate a human voice, but not getting it right. I was shaking so badly I almost dropped my phone. Mia, don't move, don't make a sound. But then something happened that made my heart nearly stop. She whispered, he knows I am on the phone. The footsteps stopped. Silence. Then the man's voice said something so quietly that the phone barely picked it up. Put the phone down. I don't know how long the silence lasted. 5 seconds, 10, a minute. All I remember is Mia suddenly gasping, the sound of something slamming, her screaming, and then the line went dead. Just like that, I stood there in my living room, frozen, staring at the black screen on my phone like it could somehow tell me what the hell just happened. I tried calling back straight to voicemail. I called again, voicemail. I called a third time, nearly screaming at my phone. Voicemail. I didn't even think. I grabbed my keys, ran to my truck, and started driving toward Mia's town. I didn't care if it was nearly 2 hours away. I didn't care about the storm. I just knew I had to get to her house, and the whole time I was driving, one thought kept replaying in my head. I should be called 911. I should be done it the moment she said there is a man in my backyard. I should be done it when I heard that breathing. I should be done it when he stepped inside, because by the time I finally reached her town, her house looked like something out of a nightmare. I reached Mia's town around 1:20 a.m. If you've never driven into a rural town in the middle of the night during a storm, let me tell you, it feels like driving into a horror movie set. No streetlights, no people, no sound except wind slamming against the truck and trees bending like they were trying to break. The whole way there, my brain kept looping the same thoughts. What if I am too late? What if she is hurt? What if I forced myself not to finish that last one? Mia's neighborhood was a quiet little place, 1-story houses, big yards, old porches. But tonight it looked abandoned. No lights in any windows, no cars on the road, just darkness and rain hitting my windshield so hard it felt like gravel. When I pulled up to her street, my stomach dropped. Her front door was wide open, not cracked, not broken, just standing wide open, like somebody walked in and forgot to close it behind them. I parked right in front of the house and jumped out, not even bothering to shut my truck door. Mia shouted as I ran across the soaked lawn. No answer. When I stepped onto the porch, the wooden boards creaked under my feet, and I don't know if it was the storm or adrenaline, but I swear the air felt wrong, thick, heavy, like walking into a room that somebody had been screaming. And I took one step inside. The house was dark except for the lightning coming through the windows. Every time the sky flashed, the hallway lit up for a split second, showing these fast little snapshots of her living room, couch pushed sideways, books scattered on the carpet, a lamp knocked over. It didn't look like a robbery, it looked like a struggle. I took out my phone and tried calling her one more time, straight to voicemail. I moved slowly through the living room, calling her name quietly, almost afraid of being too loud. Mia, ask me if you can hear me, say something. Nothing. Then I noticed something that made my breath catch. On the hallway wall right next to the frame of a family photo, there were scratch marks, for long ones, deep, like someone dragging metal claws down the drywall. But they weren't straight, they were crooked, shaky, and even like whoever did it wasn't trying to attack the wall, but trying to support themselves, like they were being dragged. My hands started shaking. Okay, don't freak out, I whispered to myself. Don't jump to conclusions. But I already had. I moved down the hallway slowly, every step feeling louder than it should be. I could hear the wind whistling through the cracked door behind me, and the whole house felt like it was breathing. When I reached the kitchen doorway, lightning flashed again, and I froze, because on the kitchen floor in the middle of the tile was Mia's phone screen, cracked case smeared with dirt. The same case I'd seen her holding earlier that night. I picked it up with shaking hands. It was off, dead battery. There was a long smear of mud across the tiles, like something or someone had been dragged toward the back of the house. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I followed the trail. It led toward the laundry room. The same room she said she was hiding in. As I stood in front of the laundry room door, I felt my whole body tense up. The doorknob was twisted like someone had tried to force it open. I swallowed hard. Mia, I whispered. No answer. I pushed the door open slowly. The room was small, washer, dryer, a little cabinet, tile floor, and in the middle of the room there was a dent in the wall, not a crack. A dent like someone had slammed into it hard. My breath caught again. And then something else hit me. There were footprints on the floor, bare footprints, but they weren't Mia. These were bigger, much bigger, and spaced farther apart, like whoever they belonged to had an unusually long stride. And the mud wasn't right. It was dark, almost black, thick, sticky, like it came from somewhere deep underground. My instinct screamed at me to get out, to leave, to run, but I couldn't not without finding her. I checked the closets, the back door, the small window. Nothing. It was like she just vanished. And then I heard it, a sound that didn't match the storm, a soft tapping, tap, 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 coming from the basement door. I didn't even know Mia had a basement. The door was next to the pantry, half hidden behind coats hanging on a rack. The tapping continued, steady, rhythmic, like fingernails on wood. My throat went dry. I reached for the doorknob. It was cold. Colder than the rest of the house, like touching metal in a freezer. I pulled the door open slowly. A rush of cold air hit me, carrying a smell I can't even describe. Wet dirt, rust, something sour underneath. Lightning flashed outside, and for a split second the stairway lit up. Something moved down there, not a person, not an animal, something. I stepped back, heart pounding, my hands shaking so badly I nearly dropped my phone. What the hell? I whispered. The tapping stopped. Silence, complete silence. Then a voice drifted up from the darkness, soft, familiar, broken. Help me. It was Mia, or at least it sounded like her. But something about it was wrong. Like the tone was right, but the rhythm wasn't human. It was too slow, too spaced out, like something was trying to mimic her voice. My body froze. Every instinct in me screamed, do not go down there. But then the voice came again. Please, it hurts. I felt tears sting my eyes. That was Mia. It had to be. It had to. Then I heard another sound, breathing, not hers, a deep, heavy exhale rising from the bottom of the stairs, like something big was waiting. The stairway stayed dark, too dark, darker than it should. I took one step forward, one more, the voice whispered, and in that moment, for the first time in my life, I felt real primal fear, fear so deep it felt like my body didn't belong to me anymore. Something moved again at the bottom of the stairs, and whatever it was coming up. Something was climbing the stairs slowly, deliberately, not rushing, not stumbling, just coming like it. No, I wasn't going anywhere. Every step brought a sound that didn't make sense. Not footsteps, not bare feet, not shoes. It sounded like joints cracking, popping, resetting, like bones bending the wrong way and then snapping back. My breath turned shallow. I stepped back from the basement door, eyes locked on the darkness below me. I whispered again, my voice barely recognizable. But the voice that answered wasn't hers, not anymore. Close the door, same tone, same pitch, but no emotion. No fear, just instruction, like a recording. The thing climbing the stairs reached the halfway point. I couldn't see it yet, but I could feel it, like the air thickener on it. Like the darkness bent differently wherever it moved. I didn't close the door. I couldn't. I felt like if I stopped looking into that darkness, it would reach me faster. Lightning flashed again behind me, lighting up the hallway for half a second, and in that half second I saw something on the bottom half of the stairs, a shape, tall, thin, bent over, like its spine was too long for its body, its head tilted at a sickening angle, like it wasn't attached right. And its hand, if you could even call it a hand, was gripping the banister, long fingers too long, curved slightly like claws, dragging across the wood. I stumbled backwards, slamming into the hallway wall. The thing froze instantly, not like an animal, not like a person, more like a puppet whose strings were suddenly cut, then with a slow tilt of its head. Way too slow, it looked directly up at me. And even though I couldn't see its face, I swear I felt it staring straight through me. Come help me. The voice drifted up again. My heart nearly exploded. No, I whispered. No, no, you ray not her. Where is she? Where is she? Silence. Then the creature started moving again, faster now, not climbing, lurching, its limbs bending in ways that made my stomach twist. Every Joint popped, snapped, and cracked like sticks breaking under pressure. I slammed the basement door shut and threw my whole weight against it. The moment I did, something hit the other side hard, so hard the wood shook and dust fell from the ceiling. I grabbed the doorknob with one hand and pushed with my shoulder as the thing slammed into the door again and again and again. Each hit stronger than the last. The floor vibrated beneath me. I could hear it breathing on the other side, deep, ragged, animalistic. Then the breathing stopped. Silence. Didn't he move? Didn't he breathe? Didn't he blink? Just waited. A soft scratching sound began on the other side of the door. Slow, deliberate strokes like a kid dragging a stick across a fence. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Then it stopped and something spoke, not in Mia's voice. This time not pretending. A low guttural whisper slid through the wood, vibrating in the handle under my hand. You shouldn't he have come? My whole body went cold. Lightning flashed again outside, and with the thunder the entire house went black. Power out. Silence swallowed the hallway. I took 2 steps back, my hands shaking violently. That's when I heard it, not from the basement. From behind me a floorboard creaked slowly, deliberately, like someone was standing in the living room. I turned, hardly able to breathe for a split second. When the lightning flashed again, I saw something tall moving past the kitchen doorway, not running, not hiding, just walking like it owned the house. I backed toward the front door, each step feeling like my legs were made of stone. Another flash of lightning. The thing was closer, its silhouette stretched unnaturally tall, like its limbs didn't even match its height, its head almost brushing the ceiling. It moved toward the hallway. Toward me. The air grew colder, my ears started ringing, my vision tunneled. Then from somewhere outside the house, a siren, distant but growing louder, a police siren. I didn't call 911, but maybe someone else had. The creature froze like the sound confused it. The siren got louder, closer. The creature turned its head toward the front door, and then it did something I'll never forget. It stepped backward into the darkness, not walked, not ran, just receded, like a shadow sucking itself into a deeper shadow, and then it was gone. The sirens grew louder until blue and red lights flashed against the front windows. I broke into a run and flew out the front door just as 2 police cruisers pulled up. I must be looked insane, soaked in rain, shaking eyes wide. One of the officers got out immediately. Sir, are you the one who called? No, I shouted. My friend Mia. She is missing. Something was in the house. I don't know what it was, but they had me step aside while they checked the house. I stood shaking on the lawn, arms wrapped around myself, every nerve buzzing. 5 minutes past 10:15. Then one of the officers came back outside, his face pale. We didn't find anyone in the house, he said quietly. My stomach dropped. No, that is not possible. I saw it. Something chased her. Something was in the basement. There is no sign of forced entry, he said. No intruder, no footprints except yours. I felt my heart sink. And your friend? He hesitated. We didn't find her either. What about the scratch marks? I demanded. In the hallway, the basement door. There are no scratch marks, he said. No damage to the door, nothing out of place. I grabbed his sleeve. I saw it. I heard it. She called me. She was terrified. He nodded slowly, like talking to someone unstable. We'll file a missing person report, but right now there is nothing in that house. I wanted to scream. They searched for hours. Nothing. No Mia, no intruder, no signs of a struggle, like the house had been scrubbed clean, like nothing ever happened. The officers eventually told me to go home and wait for updates. But before I left, I checked one last thing. The basement. I opened the door expecting darkness, but instead the floor was spotless, dry, undisturbed except for one thing, one footprint. Small, bare, human. Mia sit face toward the stairs, but there was no second footprint, like she took one step into the basement and then vanished. I didn't sleep that night. I barely sleep now, because every once in a while when the house is quiet I still hear that voice, soft, broken, come help me. And sometimes when the lights flicker I hear breathing, slow, heavy, deep, like something is still waiting in the dark. Not for her, not anymore for me.